All right. So here we go. Let's just jump right in. Michelle, I got to come to you first because my curiosity is like peaked ever since I did the reading and then you came back because I totally resonated with your reading. I got to bring that up because you got to take your mute off for me when I start with you, hun. Um, I'm just going to mute my friend over here too. Okay. So, and I imagine this is part of the reason why you're here right now. Yeah?
Yeah.
But do you have somebody that, or who is it that you want me to focus on? I make you guys give me your focus for these readings if I've never read for you before.
Right.
Even if I have read for you before, I only get like 15, 20 minutes with each one of you in these groups. So even as I'm talking, I got to take off my sweater now because you have so many people on the other side. It's like, who do you want me to connect to? Or do you have a focus that you want them to talk about? I'm guessing it's love. But who do you want to connect to?
Um, my dad.
Gotcha. Oh, I love his soul. Okay, are you ready to do this?
Yeah. Can you see the there we go, angel wings.
Hold on, hold on. I gotta get my glasses. I'm half blind. Oh, those are so pretty. Did he
Those,
make those?
no, those represent my dad in my bedroom.
It's funny because the reason why I said, did he make those? Because he said, I did that. I did that. That's me. I did that. I'm like, okay. She's just showing me angel wings. Did he make those? But so if he um, represents that, or you know what I'm saying. Holy's in my head. I can't even talk straight. This is how you can tell when spirit's in my head. I sound like a blah, 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 blah. Before I jump right in, I just want to say, Annette, I kind of did all the explanation how I read da 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 already because I know you've been through this before and we just kind of jumped in because you're a couple minutes late, but you get everything, right? You're good with being recorded because we're being recorded right now. Awesome. And if you change your mind before I start reading, let me know. I will stop the reading before your reading, or I'll stop the recording before I start your reading if you don't want to be recorded. But let me know beforehand, okay? All right. Michelle, let's do this. Your dad is so excited, I'll tell you. His energy is like very high right now. He's got, oh, see, I've got to take off my freaking socks. This is what happens when you get um, this many people, spirit in the room. If you have 50 physical bodies in the room, it gets really hot, right?
Oh, I can imagine.
Well, when you got a lot of soul, they get hot as well. See, people think that when your loved ones are around, it gets cold. Mm-mm. That's when evil's around. When love comes around, it gets very warm. And before we even start, your dad said he's doing that on purpose because he does this to you sometimes too. It's not hot flashes. If you get those little hot out of nowhere, that's when they're wrapping you in a hug. Just know that.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do this. Both feet flat on the floor. We're going to start with a quick connection exercise. I want you to put both feet flat on the floor and then I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Oh, okay. Okay. This beginning part is what I call the puzzle dump because for me, it feels like just like when you're building a puzzle, they got to dump out all the pieces. Um, oh, I can't, Dad, back up. I can't even talk straight. For me, this feels just like a puzzle dump because you got to dump out all the pieces and organize those to figure out how they fit together. When we do that connection exercise, there's just so much information washing over all of my senses. But because I'm not in your life, they're like puzzle pieces to me. So what I'm going to do is explain everything that I'm picking up, and then we'll go back and figure out how that fits. But something I want you to keep in mind as I do this, for all of you to keep in mind, which I forgot to explain before we started, is that your loved ones don't step forward and tell me how they passed from your perspective. They tell me it from theirs. So, what that means is that they will take me through and I will feel and experience what they felt and experienced as they transition this physical reality, which can sometimes be a little bit different than what we experience their passing as. So, please keep that in mind as we do this. Right away, your dad jumps up and down and lets me know how much energy he has on that side and how much better he feels. He's emphasizing he's got all his strength. He feels so much better on that side. Um, he does take me to the chest, and I'm not sure if this, because he says it was very quick. Now, but that quick part, I feel like is just the very end. So I do feel like there was some issues going on before because he keeps saying how much better he feels now and how the actual crossing was very quick. But he's also excited that he can eat, that there's no more nausea or whatever. And there's something about the food. He's like, I can eat everything again. And he's so happy about that food. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
How did dad pass?
Well, it's something to do with his chest. So yeah, they said pneumonia, but there was other causes. So there was something, yeah, still
See,
unsure.
See, this is why I'm so glad that you said that, because this is exactly what I mean when I say they take me through their passing from their experience, not yours.
Yeah.
And so when I say from your experience, that looks a lot more traumatic. You know what I mean? That he looks like he suffered so much. What he needs you to know is that the actual passing of it was very quick and he was free of those chest pains and he can eat everything on the other side. And it's funny when you said that he had like pneumonia or something. I think he said they frickin' starved him for days. Like he must have been like on an IV or something like that because your dad liked eating, hey? Liked
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
Okay, slow this down, Dad. It's funny because one of the first things he said, because he kept throwing everything at me very quickly, one of the first things he said was he showed me the shotgun. See, I have the benefit of just doing a card reading for you yesterday, so I have a little bit of information about what he's talking about right now. The shotgun is my symbol for protection. So, what
Okay.
that means is that they have your back. So that if you tell him what you need, he's going to bring it to you. He's going to keep you protected. And if there's somebody, because I know we're dating here, so if there's somebody that's lying to you or not being up on the up and up, he's going to line it up so you see it right now. Because he just said, we're not going back into that old pattern. We're going to a new destination. But here's the thing. He keeps saying that he's so proud of you for stepping over this hurdle. It feels like you've been stuck in I don't know how to explain this either. I think I was trying to say this in your cards too. I didn't understand it how to exactly what it means, but it's like either you've been stuck in an old relationship, either the emotions or the actual relationship that has prevented you from being able to move forward and find somebody that is meant for you. You understand that?
The emotions. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's like, listen, I'm so freaking proud of you that you are ready to be ready for this. Distance or space. He's got a connection with somebody else in another province or another city as well. He's in two places at the same time. Who's in another city or province? Is that mom? Are you a distance or space away from mom?
I was a distance from both of them, but they're both in spirit.
Ah, so he's bringing mom forward as well because he's showing me this. So sometimes they don't always step forward in there. I didn't say this part because you guys give me your focus. So usually that's who steps forward, but they cheat. So they'll bring forward other people with them, but they don't step forward always with their name, address, and phone number. They will give me one sign or symbol that will represent who they're talking about. And as soon as you said she's in spirit as well, he's like, yeah, she's been here for a while. We've been here for a while. It feels like distance or space. And they put the heart around the two of them, which is my symbol for healing and reconnection. It's interesting though, because I see the yellow rose with them. Now, the yellow rose is an interesting sign. It always means friendship, but usually, very often, spirit will show me the yellow rose if they were separated or divorced before one person passed. So it's their way of saying that we have reconnected as friends on this side, even though we were separated. We are together on this side. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Was your mom there longer than your dad or the other way around?
The other way around.
There's just so much relief for the healing that has taken place now that we're reconnected. Like, as I try to connect to your mom's energy, she's just making me feel like the sadness is gone. And I'm not sure what she was so sad about, if it's because of dad's passing or what was going on in her life, but she's like, tell her I'm not sad anymore. I'm so happy over on this side. Everything is good now. She's showing
Okay.
me the rose colored glasses, which is where she can see different things differently on that side than she did here in the physical world. The life review, which is where I viewed my life through everyone else's eyes, and I just feel a release of pressure. Hold on a second. What does that mean, Mom? She shows me the holding of the hand, which is my symbol that somebody was with her when she took her last breath. And I feel a lot of tummy pain or issues in this area. Um, But it's interesting. I don't feel a lot of pain when she actually passes, because she shows me the soul tethered to the body with the spiritual cord, which is like our soul is tethered to the physical body with a spiritual cord, kind of like a baby is tethered to mom with an umbilical cord. So sometimes at the end of their life, if the body is in great disrepair, if it's in a massive amount of pain, or if they die before somebody is there with them, they will step out of the body but stay attached to the body. Um, until they are ready to go or until somebody finds them. Your mom is showing me that sign. Was she unconscious before she passed, or how did mom pass?
So I don't really know, but like she did have Alzheimer's, so she would have been visiting the other side a lot, is my understanding before they pass.
Alzheimer's, you got that right. Alzheimer's is where your brain chemistry changes and you're able to view that side of the world and this side of the world as well. So that makes perfect sense to me. It actually gives me chills a little bit, how she showed me that she was manipulating her body outside of the body for a while because that was not comfortable in there.
Okay.
Dad wants you to know that he's heard everything that you've said. He said that you've been talking to him a lot lately and that he's been hearing everything that you've said. And then he gave you the pen. Did you write something for him, or what have you been writing? Because he's showing me writing and writing and writing.
Maybe I need to write more.
When you said that, I heard spelling. And it's interesting. Your thoughts, when you write them down, we call it spelling. What's a spell? Something you cast that comes back to you. Have
Oh,
you written a lot of pain down?
no.
Because and see, the reason why I'm asking is because when they tell me that and give me that sign and put a big X through previous things written, we got to be careful if we sit down and write our pain sometimes, like I'm so scared or I'm sad or blah, blah, blah. If we keep those types of logs, then we spell it and then we cast it out, it comes back to us. Your dad's telling you to write down. Oh, I gotcha. He's like, don't focus on what you don't want. I think this came out in your reading yesterday too. Focus on what you want,
Yeah.
write it down, because when you tell him exactly what you want, he's going to line it up for you.
Okay.
He's got a rose, which is birthday, anniversary, or a date that happens once a year, and he's wishing somebody a happy birthday, but it feels like it's coming up. I feel like I'm going like within a couple of months or a month or two, like I'm going towards the fall. How
My
do you
mom,
understand?
remember.
In September?
Yeah.
When you said that, your dad's showing me how much peace he has and how excitement he has to spend this birthday with her. Um, he's still emphasizing the peace of that reconnection. But see, I'm not in your life to understand why that's so meaningful for him. I just know I feel so much relief to be able to be on that side and have the birthday together now. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
It's interesting. They keep talking about the kids, the kids, the kids, the kids, the kids, the kids. Do you have children? I'm hoping, because I'm seeing them around you.
Not my, I don't have kids, but my half sister and my brother does.
So they're commenting that they're watching over them as well. And when you say that I'm going to another city or another place again, do they live a distance away from you, or
Yeah.
see, your dad's in two places at the same time, watching over everybody. funny. I'm telling him in my head, I'm arguing with him in my head is what's going on right now because he's sending coins and dimes and stuff. And I'm like, it's so obvious. We do that all the time. We say that every group. He's like, I don't freaking care. I didn't say it before. Say it to her. Have you been finding the dimes and the coins around you lately?
Sometimes, yeah.
See, he said he rolled his eyes when he said that. He's like, "Listen, I'm trying to give you actual direction." So have you heard me break down the coins before? Because you know pennies from heaven, dimes from heaven. You've heard that. You know that means they're with you, right? But it means so much more than that. He's trying
Yes.
to be so specific with you.
Okay.
So when you find that coin, first of all, the first thing you got to, when you find that coin, I want you to hear this. That's your loved ones knocking at the door, letting you know that they're there visiting you at that moment. So you got to say, why are they here right now? Why right now of all times? They are there for a reason. Either they're there celebrating something with you, you've asked questions that they're trying to bring answers to, they're trying to give you reassurance. There's a reason why they're there. So, first, ask yourself what's going on in my life that they would want to show up. And then look at the date on the coin because the
Okay.
date on the coin is going to have something to do with why they sent it or what's going on that they're talking about. Let me say that better. It's going to have something to do with who sent it or what's going on, why they sent it. And not just that, but look at it. Is it face down or face up? Because
Okay.
if the coin is face down, that means that whatever you ask God in spirit means put it behind you. If it's
Okay.
face up, it means you got to face it head on, which is the dating thing. That's what he's been sending you for a while. He's been trying to tell you to face it, that by face it and face it. He's like
Okay.
singing, "You are so beautiful to me," and doing this, which is my symbol for very close and being very connected. Um, but he's also showing me my symbol for thoughts. I don't know how long you were single for, but I know that that previous relationship was still weighing heavily on your heart and preventing you from taking moves going forward. And he's telling you to see things through his eyes. If you could see how beautiful you are and amazing you are and how everybody's going to want you. That's exactly it. It feels like you felt unwanted for a while, desirable, like who's gonna want me? And he's like, do you see my daughter, how beautiful and amazing she is? She's just as beautiful on the inside as she is on the outside. Everybody's gonna want her. If you will tell dad exactly who you want and start looking for that, he's gonna send it in your world so quick it's gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
They need you to know that they're very much with you and that they're not gone and that they just have so much more love to give. It's interesting because they're emphasizing the love. How do I explain this? It feels like there was like so much chaos or tension or something before they passed, before somebody passed. I don't know if it's mom or dad because their energies are similar but different. And what they're saying is that it feels so good to be back together, to be able to love you and surround you in that love so that you feel their love and their presence and their joy as you're moving forward towards that. No more tension. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah.
And know that they got the dog on the other side. Your dad said, by the way, we got the dog. We got the dog. We got the dog. We got the dog. Did you dog?
Well, yeah, like that was years ago. So Chocolate Lab Kahlua.
It's funny that you still know the name, the breed, the everything. It's not an accident that they'll bring up these messages. Even if it was years ago,
Yeah.
if it was important to you, then your
Oh,
loved ones will know that and go, he's here. He's here.
okay.
Feels like, oh, there's another reason why he wants you to know this. Sometimes, see, there's many different spirit guides in this world. We never walk alone. We walk with so many different kinds of spirit guides. Some are in the physical and some are in the non-physical, and some come in the form of pets because they love us unconditionally. They're here through the good, the bad, the ugly, the all of it. And what they do is they will incarnate in our life for 10, 20 years. They will pass away and they will incarnate again into another animal body and make their way right back to you. And sometimes they will do this 3, 4, 5 times throughout the course of your lifetime because they are assigned to you. And so what that means is that when you get an animal, you might recognize their soul traits. You'll be like, you remind me so much. What was his name? Kahlua? You
Yeah.
remind me so much of Kahlua because it is. He came back to you. He is your
Okay.
spirit guide dog. So it feels like, are you moving as well?
Not that I
Because
know
he
of.
just said, when we move, we can have a dog. Are you not allowed dogs where you live right now?
So my dog I have now, my dad gave it to me
Ah,
to get
got it.
over my mom's passing or the mom's issues. And then I guess I kind of moved with while my dad was gone. And then I got the dog like shortly before that kind of thing. So maybe that's what you mean.
That's exactly why your dad's bringing it up. It's not an accident. This is what I mean when I say I'm not in your life to know why they're bringing things up
Yeah.
because I didn't experience any of that. My job is to just talk about what they want me to talk about so that you get the message they want you to get. So now I understand it. Now that I know what's a little bit about what's going on in your life, I think I got what he's trying to say. He sent that dog to you. The dog that you have now, do you recommend soul trait or do you recognize soul traits that from the dog that was in heaven?
Sometimes, and even my dad as well.
Yeah, because that makes sense because your dad's energy, if your dad gave you that dog, your dad's energy is in that dog.
Yeah.
And the that dog is your spirit guide. And so your dad is wanting you to know that he gave you that dog maybe physically, but also spiritually because it is your spirit guide.
Yeah. I
That's
believe
why
that.
it came to you at the end. Remember, he was saying everything was so tense at the end. So that makes sense that you got the dog at that moment. But there's another dog as well. Is this one only like 3, 4 years old? How old is this dog that you have now?
Bailey's 4.5.
That's what I thought. Like I was going just a short time. Mm. As he's starting to pull his energy back, he kind of blew. I see smoke, and I'm not sure if it's coming from him or if he's trying to cheat and bring more people forward. But there's smoke around him. Was your dad a smoker? Okay. So, because sometimes they'll bring somebody forward, like if they're not a smoker and I smell smoke, that's their way of bringing the smoker forward. But the fact that your dad's blowing it at you, I think what he wants you to know is that you feel him around more than you understand. That sometimes, do you ever just get that whiff of cigarette smoke and it's like, where did that come from? Like, and then it's gone again?
Yeah.
That's your dad letting you know that he's with you at that exact moment and you're picking it up and understanding that that's him.
Okay.
He said, just get tapped in, tuned in to your future and to everything that's going to go good and keep telling him what to do. He would never have let you do that in the physical world. But now that he's in the non physical, you get to tell him what to do all day long and he's going to show up so
Yeah.
dramatically that it'll be mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. And then as he's pulling his energy back, he's filling your cupboards with groceries. Did you need groceries or did you just go shopping?
No, but my cupboards are always very full and my fridge, like very full for one person.
Okay, so that's what I mean. He sees that. I can't know that. He knows that. And that's funny because it's even funnier because your dad came in talking about how much he likes food and how he likes to eat. So when he connects with you, he's always talking to you and you pick up his voice that sounds like a thought that interrupts the rest of your thoughts. And you're like, I need more food. That's dad, just so you know. That's
Okay.
dad. Okay, he's definitely pulling his energy back, saying the best is yet to come. And he is so excited to be a part of it again because he's not dead. The best part about needing them is that when they show up, you feel their presence, no more absence.
Okay.
Keep talking to him. He's pulling it back. Do you have any other questions before I totally let him pull it back?
Um, no, just I guess make sure he sends a good one this time. I'm overdue. 10
Well,
years.
that's just it. You got to tell him what
Yeah.
you want,
I'm gonna
even your
decide.
thoughts. Let me help
Okay.
fine tune a little bit about what you just said because the energy, the frequency in the sentence you just said is a little bit heavy. You can say it lighter. When you say I'm overdue, that feels heavy and long and sacrificing and you're going to line up with those. You don't want that. You want to
No.
feel exciting and eager and anticipation. And this is why he's giving you the pen, saying, write it down. This is what I was saying in your reading. Focus on the traits that you want because the universe operates like YouTube. Whatever you put in your search results is what you're going to get. It does not care if you say, I do want or I don't want. It gives you your focus. So if your focus is, I'm long overdue, you're going to get more overdue. So once you start saying, this is so exciting, I can't wait to see who I line up with tomorrow. I can't wait to see, this is awesome. When you start saying those things, you line up with awesome. So focus on the traits that you want. And more importantly, focus on how you feel. Forget about what traits he has. I'm going to give you a manifestation exercise that will fast forward this for you. Every
Okay.
morning when you get up, I want you to just picture you waking up a year from now in the best relationship of your life. How do you
Okay.
feel when you first wake up? What do you do? What does your daily life look like? I want you to visualize the entire scenario. I want you to thank them for bringing that to you. And I want you to visualize how you feel in the perfect relationship. Forget about what his traits are, but how do you feel in that relationship? Visualize it. Give it to dad and watch how quickly you manifest what you want, not what you don't want by default.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, thank you so much. That was
You're
awesome.
so welcome. Watch for those coins too, because he just threw another one at you. Oh, I get it. Why? He's like, so if you have a question when you're dating somebody, if you're unsure, watch for the coins. He'll answer it through the coins because they can be very detailed with their communication once you understand all the messages within the coin.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I'm going to let him pull his energy back.
Thank
I hope that was helpful.
That was amazing.
All right. Okay, Cody, I'm coming over to you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Good. Did you just get a little nervous? My heart just started going ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom.
I'm extremely nervous. Yes.
Oh, honey, it's going to be okay. Who do you want me to connect to?
My children's father.
Okay. He's funny, I'll tell you that. As soon as you said that, we haven't even connected yet. He stood up right away and he's like, "That's me." And then he started playing the song, "Move, bitch, get out of my way." Like, boo, like very cocky almost, like, "My turn." I'm like, "Okay, dude, settle down." He's excited you're here right now. Okay, let's do this. Are you ready?
Yes.
Both feet flat on the floor for me. We're going to start with this connection exercise. He's already telling me how good looking. He's like, "Can you see how good looking I am? Does this work that way?" Settle down. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, dude. Okay, puzzle dump, are you ready?
Hmm.
So right away, he's making my head hurt so bad, and I'm not sure what's going on with this. I feel the pressure and the tension in my head. I also feel some spinning thoughts, which spinning thoughts are my symbol that either I wasn't in my right mind before I passed, I couldn't communicate, or I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Or he was actually spinning as he passed because the spinning thoughts, like, I'm not exactly sure how that means yet, but he does show me that he made it to that side very quickly. And then I see him praising God, like, "Thank you, God. Thank you, God." Like, almost like he wasn't sure if he was going to go up or down. Do you know what I mean? The fact that heaven is real on that side. Um, on this side, too, he said. He just keeps showing me how good looking he is. And it's funny, he's saying he doesn't want you to remember him that way. He doesn't want you to remember him that way. And I feel the tickles on my face, which is my sign of either disfiguration or that he did not look at the end of his life the way that he did for most of his life. Do you understand that?
Yes.
How,
Yes.
how did he pass, honey?
He was a type 1 diabetic and got into drug use. So I think it was a combination of the both. But I haven't been told 100%.
That's why my head hurt. That's why. Because it is pressure and pain and depression and stress and anxiety and all of it at the same time. And I can't deal with it all. And I don't know what to do. As soon as you said that he got into the drugs, he was like, that was to deal with this because I didn't know how
Yeah.
to deal with this.
Yeah.
He keeps saying that he's sorry he didn't say goodbye. That's what I think the spinning thoughts are. Do you understand that? He didn't get a chance to say goodbye.
Yeah.
And he shows me that, well, I heard thank you for forgiving me. I see something about distance or space. Were you on a break before he passed?
Yeah. Yeah. I had left him before he had passed. And I had saved him so many times before. And because I had left, I feel like I wasn't able to be there to save him that particular time.
He said, you know what he said to that? He said, you got to stop saying it to you that way or to yourself that way because it's not true. The thing is that if you had been there, it would have been so much worse because you can't save them forever. You weren't born on this earth to try to keep somebody here who's not meant to be here. Every single soul has a purpose in this world, and not all of our purpose is to live till 100 years old. We evolve and grow through different spiritual experiences, and his soul could not be here in a positive way anymore. He needed to leave. And if you had have stayed, then it not only would he still be on the other side, but he would have taken you and the kids down with him. And he
Yeah.
didn't want that. He's so grateful that you did what you did. He needs you to know that he's extremely grateful for that because he can be a better father to those kids on that side than he was here in the physical world. And it's
Yeah.
interesting, it's not an accident in the order that these messages get delivered and who I read for first and whatnot either. And so they will bring you to me to teach you their spiritual language so that you can ask him for what you need and he will send it. You're not mothering these kids alone. Why do I see 2 plus 1? How many kids do you have?
Just two. But he had a dog that he probably would have considered a kid as well.
But you don't have the dog, right?
I put the dog down shortly after he passed away.
Got ya. So he's like, that's okay. I have him up here.
Yeah, he loved that dog. Yes.
Sew this down. Did you see him in a crowd? It's funny. He keeps telling me how good looking he is. And he's making me feel like you kind of had to do a double take in a crowd. Sometimes they will show up that way. You'll be walking along and you'll think you see him and you have to do a double take. That's their way of letting you know that they're with you at that exact moment. Do you understand that?
No, we met in high school, so maybe.
Let me say this better. Since he passed, since he passed, when you're out and about, I want you to pay attention to the people around. Have you ever saw somebody in a crowd that kind of looks like somebody that
Yes. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. He's lining you up at the exact right moment at the exact right time. So when you're out and about grocery shopping or taking the kids somewhere and you look and you have to do a double take because this guy in front of you kind of looks exactly like your ex, that and he says ex. That's interesting. Are
Yeah.
you with somebody now?
No, recently broken up.
Okay. Because they usually say baby daddy, not ex. They usually only say ex if they're being supportive of not trying to interfere in your current. But anyway, so he will line you up with somebody that looks like him so that you will know he's with you.
Okay.
That's not an accident. It's him. They use synchronicity and alignment. The thing is, he doesn't have a physical body to communicate with speech like you and I can. He has to use synchronicity and alignment to put you in the right place at the right moment at the right time to get you the message that he needs you to get.
Okay.
I don't know if he's just really tanned or if he had darker skin. Do you understand why he keeps showing me that he's got a good glow on that side?
No, he was ginger, so he was more on the pale side. Maybe that's why he's glowing.
No, he's glowing because he just spent a whole bunch of time in the sun with you. I'm like, why do you keep showing me your tan? Why do you keep showing me his tan? He's like, look at my tan. Look at, I got a nice, good one. The thing
Mm.
is, he goes where you go. So did you just spend a lot of time outside recently?
Well, I'm more tan than I normally would be because I also am a little bit ginger. So I've been spending a lot of time out in the sun this summer. Yes.
He's there with you because he keeps talking about his skin. He's like, tell her I'm tan, tell her I'm tan, tell her I'm tan. I'm like, okay, what do you mean? Tan? Are you a black guy? Like, what do you mean? He's like, just tell her, she'll know.
Yeah. Okay.
He's talking about his picture, that you guys have a picture and it's his favorite picture. He's like, I love that picture. It's my favorite picture. And I don't know what you did with it, but he's holding it close to his heart. He's like, I'm so glad you still have this. It feels like like when we were a lot younger.
Yeah, my kids actually blew up a picture of me and him together and gave it to me for Christmas one year. He didn't like to have his picture taken, so pictures were pretty rare of him. So, yeah, I do have a blown up picture in my house of me and him younger in our younger days.
I love that. Because that's him speaking through your kids. See, when they talk to us, we pick up their presence and it sounds like a thought that interrupts the rest of your thoughts. So he can talk to your kids and say, go buy that picture, blow this up, blow this up. They think it's their idea, but it's dad coming through.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
It's funny, you don't look old enough to have kids that are driving, but he's showing me sitting in the car driving with your children. Do you have one of each, a boy and a girl?
Yes, I have a 21-year-old daughter and I have a 12-year-old son.
Okay. You look
Yeah.
21 yourself, but so he was there watching. It's funny, I can see him praying. Your daughter has her license and is driving, right?
She's working on that right now. She has anxieties about driving and she's working on that right now.
So let her know that dad's sitting right there beside her in the car. And so she needs to be calm, knowing that he's right there with her and that she's doing a much better job than she thinks she is. He's like, you got an angel teacher for you. He's like, dad's right here, the best driving instructor you could have ever had.
Yeah.
And your son feels like such an unexpected gift. He said, blessing in disguise. What an amazing blessing in disguise. Feels like when you got pregnant with him, it was kind of scary at first, like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect this. What the heck is this? And then,
We didn't want any more children and then when it was a boy, he was just over the moon because he wanted the boy.
I just,
And my son's a spitting image of his dad. Looks exactly like him.
on the outside, on the inside, he is raised by you and is the better upgraded version of him.
Yes,
He said that
yes.
he is never going to experience the addictions that he experienced, and he is so grateful for you. And he's showing me the pinky finger, which is my symbol that you have more mothering and nurturing ability in your pinky finger than some people do in their whole body. He's
Oh,
buying your son a bunch of school clothes this year. He's like, don't sweat it, done. And he's like giving him clothes and shoes and talking about how big his feet grew this year.
yes. Yes, I just finally found out that my son qualifies for death benefits after 3 years being told that he didn't. So my son will be getting a bunch of money back pay for death benefits for his father's passing.
And you plan on going and getting him some a bunch of new clothes.
It'll be going all to him. Yes, exactly.
So know that when you're going out and you're making those decisions on what to get for him and how to prepare him, that your husband, I say, that was him. This time he says husband, is
Yeah.
right there with you, helping you and doing it with you. So that means make sure before you go shopping, you say, what was his name?
My son
His
or
dad.
his dad? Scott.
You say, all right, Scott, we're going shopping today. So I need you to get me some deals. I want to feel your presence with me when I'm shopping. Line things up so I feel you with me. I want to know that you're with me. Make it happen so I can't miss it. And watch him show up. What that means is you might see somebody in a crowd that looks just like him. You're going to get like the best deals of your entire life. You're going to line up with things. It's going to be such an easy, synchronistic, aligned day that it will be mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance right after you've asked him.
Okay. Okay.
He's been sending you dragonflies. I went to say butterflies and he's like, those are for girls. He's sending you dragonflies.
Okay.
Slow that down. What does that mean? Hold on a second. It's interesting because he just showed, when I said that, he said, say it again. And I'm like, I just said it. And he showed me my symbol for missing it. See, the thing is, if you don't know that spirit is using something as a sign or a symbol, you're not going to pay any attention to it. It's going to go right over your head. It's going to be meaningless. But once you understand it's a sign or a symbol, you can pay attention and watch it and notice it every time it shows up. And he's making me feel like you've not really noticed the bugs. Of course not. It's bugs, right? But it's been
Yeah.
bugging you.
But
They
I
will.
do I walk in the forest every day with my dog, and I don't really see dragonflies. So,
Watch for them because he's
yeah.
sending them. Thank
Okay.
him for those before you go and watch them show up.
Okay.
And it's so interesting because then you know what he just said? And he goes, you remember everything that girl's dad said to her? He's like, I'm saying the same thing to you. He's like, make sure that you tell me exactly what kind of guy you want, exactly how you want to feel in your world, because I'm lining them up for you. No more of this. Feels like the people that you've been with for a while is untrustable energy, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yep, definitely. Yep.
He wants you to line up with people that make you feel safe and loved and secure and stable. And so write those things down and give it to him, and he's going to send somebody amazing. It's interesting. You raised your arm and to touch it, and I'm half blind. I can only see a very small amount without my glasses on, but I do see some tattoos there. And he's like, that's for thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Yes.
as you raised your arm. So one of those tattoos is from him.
Yes, I have his birthday and death date tattooed on my arm.
Now, when you said that, he showed me two roses side by side or right together, which means that his birthday or death date would be right before, or right after another important date or right together. Like, how do you
Um,
understand that?
I have my grandma's handwriting right above it, who has also
Ah,
passed.
got ya.
Mm.
So she's there as well. He's like, he's not really giving her a lot of time to say anything because he's very excited to have this time with you. But he's like, yeah, she's here too. See, I'm not so selfish. I brought grandma too.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, what does that mean? They're starting to pull their energy back. He's doing something with the door. Did you change your locks, or do you need something about the locks or changing a door?
I have changed my locks. I have a passcode lock on my house now versus a key lock. And I've installed cameras recently.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So he's really wanting you to know that you're safe, honey. I didn't realize that the feeling of unsafety was that deep, but um, he's emphasizing that he knows that you felt unsafe. And so that's why he's showing me the locks being changed and stuff like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Um, so what that means is that you have nothing to fear. If there was something to fear, he's going to bring it to your attention so you can address it before it ever comes anywhere near hurting you.
Okay.
So he does not want you to go to bed every night feeling like something could happen because he's never going to let it happen. Got the, he like showed me not just one shotgun, he's got two.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Mm-mm.
Hmm. He's pulling his energy back And he's just loving you and loving you and loving you. And he gave you, actually, as he pulled his energy back, he's making me feel like the only regret that he really, really, the biggest regret that he has is that he didn't put a ring on it, that he didn't seal the deal, that he wasn't able to have the stability in that way that you guys wanted. But it wasn't for naught, because these chains of addiction run in families. You understand? They get passed down because our children don't grow up and do what we say, they grow up and do what we do. So, because he exited the physical reality, now his son is never going to be baking in that energy and is not going to grow up and do what he did. He's going
Yeah,
to grow up and be free of that chain that has been passed down from
which is
generation to generation.
exactly why I left while my son was so young, so that he didn't see any of the negative.
He said, can you see it from that perspective, please? Before he pulls his energy back, he never wants you to feel guilty for, that distance or space ever again. That wasn't your responsibility. Your responsibility was exactly what you are doing right now, loving that boy so that that chain breaks here and now. You are breaking it for him and for your son and for all the generations that come after you.
Yes. Yes.
He loves you so much. And he gave you a ring.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
You still have that?
No, unfortunately, I, out of anger, got rid of it one day. I didn't know that this was happening or that this could have happened. So
That's
I don't,
okay.
I don't have that. I have a necklace still that he has given me that I wear every day.
Here's the thing about that ring, even as we speak about it, he's bringing it up because he knows you have lingering guilt around that.
Yeah.
So, what he said is forget about that one, go buy a new one. Here's the thing, tell him you want a new ring to replace that one. You're here? Okay, I want a new ring then. And
Yeah.
so, what that means is when you go out, wait for him to line it up for you. What that means is you're going to be in a jewelry store one day or something, and you're going to see some sale 80% off or whatever it is. Somebody's going to gift you one, or something will happen that you will know that that's the ring to buy. And then take it as that he's getting you this ring, or somebody's going to gift you a huge, the money. That's exactly it. He's like, out of that money that's being gifted for him, go buy yourself a new ring, put it on your finger, because it doesn't matter if it's the one that he bought when he was still alive or if it's the one he bought since he's been gone, because it's still his money, he said.
Yeah.
And so either way, it's him getting you the ring. And if you have a ring on your finger and it's something that you can visually see, so that when you see it, you feel his presence because he's there with you.
Okay.
He doesn't want you to
Okay.
feel guilty about that.
Okay.
Did you hear that? Roof? Is that your dog?
No, that's my son. It's my son
Not.
playing his video games.
Well, it's also called spiritual emphasis. So what that means is spirit doesn't have a voice to be able to say, yeah, that's right. So what they do is they use energy. They will do a bing, a ding, a flash, a honk, or your son, woo, something like
Yeah.
that. That's them putting an exclamation point on whatever was just said. So your son's timing on that was perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
Aw. All right, he's pulling his energy back. I hope that was helpful.
It was. I thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Have an amazing rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
All right, Annette, I'm coming to you. Your son's been kind of walking around here since I saw you buy that ticket earlier. It was really interesting. You were a little bit late, so you didn't hear this part. But as soon as I turned on my camera, there was this giant, because let me back up. I did my sage and my blessing, and I could feel your son right away. Because you know how I know it's your son? He's got a unique, now I will never forget you again. Because right away he shows me blue and green, and then I hear this, Mom, Mama, Mama, Mom, 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 Mama, Mama. You know that kid from Family Guy?
Oh, I don't watch that.
Let me tell you, that's how he comes through whenever. Now I recognize his soul.
That's funny. That's funny because last time it was so funny. You immediately were mom, 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 and I was coming on going, I don't know who I want. you said the first time we met that there were multiple people, and there are multiple people, but I always just want my son, And then you like answered the question for me, and I was literally telling my husband the same thing again, saying I'm still stuck. Like I always just want Nick around, and I want to hear anything Nick has to say, but then I think of these other people, and then you literally just did it again.
Because he knows. And they don't feel bad. Just so you know, you have a grandma over there going, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. They're just loving him on that side.
Hmm.
But what he did was when I sat down and I turned the camera on, there was a giant orb that went right up the screen. And I was like, oh, that was so cool. Do that again. So it did. And it went right across that way. And then I heard, Mom, my mom, my mom, my mom, my mom, my mom. So that's him. That is absolutely him using whatever energy he possibly can. That tells me that you are starting to understand his language more because he's getting cocky now. He's getting like good. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm good at this. I can make her understand when I'm around all the time.
Good, 'cause I'm trying. I'm trying.
All right, let's do this. Both feet flat on the floor. Unless you want me to bring someone else, because your grandma's coming through, I think, unless your mom's on the other side, but I don't think she is. This is a mother figure. It feels like a grandma.
It's probably his grandmother. His grandmother was really close too.
His grandmother. So your husband's mother?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, she's coming with him.
Yeah.
I know. His grandma's here too. And they just saw other people bring two people, so he's like, I can come with grandma. We can both come through. It's all good. Okay, both feet, they're going so fast. I got it. We just got to connect. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and then I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and then blow it directly towards me. Give me a minute to focus. He's teaching grandma the spiritual language on that side because it's interesting. She's making me feel like she didn't really believe in this so much before she passed that I don't know if she was very religious or something. Like it almost feels like she was kind of afraid of this because he's bringing her forward and he's like, oh, don't worry, Mom. I'm teaching her my language. I'm teaching her how to do this. So he brought her forward with her or with him. She just said that her hair is great again. Please just make sure she knows that my hair is great again. Feels good to be here now that I know I'm not bald. Was she having hair loss before she passed?
She her hair had thinned a lot and she'd cut it really short. She was never happy with it in her senior days. Yeah.
So she needs you to know she's beautiful on the other side and she's taking very good care of that boy. I just heard a balloon pop. Boom! What is that? Is there a birthday party for children coming up or something that you would have balloons for?
Mm, it's August. I don't think but there's a lot of kids in our family, and I'm honestly the worst about it. And she would remember everybody's birthday. And so there might be, but I don't know.
It's okay. That's perfect because this is being recorded so your family can see it later and they will know. Because it feels like she popped a balloon. She wanted them to know she was at the birthday. They wanted them to know they were at the birthday because I have to say they because it's your son and your mother-in-law like this. But I heard the balloon pop and it's their way of saying, hey, we're here too. But I feel like I'm outside. I feel like I'm going back like a month ago or so. Like I feel like it's in July and we're outside and they want them to know that they attended that birthday or that party as well.
It wasn't a birthday celebration, but we did have we had would be her daughter, so my sister-in-law, and all of her kids over, and they stayed for the 4th of July, which would have been a boom. And so there was, we went out for the fireworks and we just spent the weekend
Pop.
together, and
There
it
you
was
go.
all the kids together, which was awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's talking about because I can hear the pop and I thought that was a balloon popping because I'm seeing the balloons representing party. I can see the kids there and I can feel them saying, we were there too, we were there too. That's why I call them puzzle pieces. They're talking to you, not me. But I feel like you talked to your son while you were there. He's like, I heard you, Mom. I heard you.
I talked to him every day, but I kept telling him, come with us to the beach and hang out with us and go to fireworks with us. And wanted to make sure he was a part of it.
Oh, he heard you. He was there. And he brought Grandma. Please let Dad know that she's okay over here. He put the white blanket around Dad's shoulders, which is my symbol for being with somebody who has health or stress issues. Has your husband been pretty stressed lately, or is he sick?
Excuse me, sorry. Um, I think we're both stressed. This has just been really hard since Nick's gone. We don't really know what to do with ourselves.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Well, that's one way. He's like talking about, I don't know if it's actually church or starting a new group. Have you gone back to church or have you been thinking about going to church?
I have, yeah, my husband isn't, but I have, and I've been, well, as you know, I've been really exploring, just everything spiritually. And so, yeah.
He said, keep going, Mom. Dad'll follow. Dad'll follow. He was showing me this earlier too, and I I know you have a bigger family than just him and his sister. I know he has a sister here and she's young too. So when he started showing me that there's a baby coming, I was like, okay, I'm confused. She's a little too young for that. But I'm still seeing a baby coming in the family at some point. Is somebody pregnant?
Um, I know every time we talk, you say that, and it gives me so much hope because I'd love for there to be lots of babies in our family. Um, but I don't know. I mean, there was a baby born on Easter that was new to the family. That's the newest baby in the family, but I met you after that. And so I don't know. Every time you say it though, it gives me joy and hoping and
The baby that was born was a girl, though? It
boy.
was a boy? Because I am feeling boy, but I don't think that's it. I feel like there's another boy coming, and I hear sister. So that's why I'm like, your sister's a little young. Isn't she like 20?
No, actually she's 25, but
Oh,
she's not, every time we talk, we kind of try to put this little puzzle. One day we're gonna have this conversation and close the story, but she's 25 and she's just, she's my little gypsy.
no,
She's
you know what
checking out
this
the world
is?
right now. She doesn't
I
have a
just
serious relationship.
I just understood it right now because he said in my head, the last time you were here, you didn't record it. He said, well, this is the first time it's recorded, so I had to say it again. The last time you came to the Zoom group, you waited until the end and it wasn't recorded. So now he's giving you this message recorded. Yes, they're repeating it so that his sister can hear it firsthand. And he just showed me the thoughts and the looking glass, which means that he can see things on that side that she can't see now. So sometimes they'll give you a reassuring message like that because if she's sitting there wondering, I wonder if I'll ever have kids. I don't think I'll ever have kids. He's like, tell her I'm already hanging out with my nephew over here. I got the baby boy here. We're going to connect. Like he's sending this child to her when she's ready.
That is very exciting. I can't wait.
Slow this down. He put you guys on a boat. What is this? Did you take a ferry ride somewhere? Are you going on a ferry? Where do you live? Because I'm
We
seeing the Vancouver ferry, but
Oh, we live near the ocean, but we're in California.
that's okay. I was just gonna say I'm seeing the Vancouver ferry, but that's just because it's the only one I've been on, and they can only show me what's in my library, right? They can't show me something I've never experienced. So he's putting you on a boat, and then he's showing me to break the tension. Like I feel like you guys need to go somewhere, do something to kind of break up that tension and that staleness that's in your atmosphere. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot. You kind of said that last time too, and I just haven't planned a trip, but I think about it all the time, thinking we just need something to reset, and I just haven't figured out where we need to go to reset.
Well, maybe you're not supposed to. But see, this is exactly what I mean when I say that they are not gone. And if you will give him the responsibility of that, then what's going to happen is you're going to say, all right, Nick, mom needs a break. She needs to be able to go somewhere and do something that's going to make me feel good, but I don't know what to do. So I need you to line it up for me. I need you to line it up for me so big and so in my face that I can't miss it. So that when I see this, seat sale, 100% off, or, whatever it is that will pop up in your frame of reference somehow, social media, billboard, who knows how it will line up. But when it lines up, you're going to feel his presence in that moment. You're going to feel him talking to you. You're going to hear it in your head going, boom, that's my deal right there. And then you're going to know that you're not just booking that trip to go for you and dad to go, break up the tension and have a break. You're going to know that you're going there because he's there with you and he sent it to you.
Okay.
He's not here to communicate in the same way that he was physically, but he is still here. And so if you ask him for help with this stuff, he will line it up for you. Not because you can't do it yourself, but because so then you can feel his presence in that activity as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
He gave you a teddy bear. What does that mean? I feel like he's telling you to hug it out. Do you have a teddy bear that is like his clothes or his memory or something? Because he's like hugging this bear and he's saying, just imagine it's me. Hug it out, hug it out, hug it out.
Yeah. I have a few of his stuffed animals that he kept.
What was that bang? Spiritual emphasis?
Actually I picked something up and dropped it.
Not by accident. There's no such thing as accident. There is no such thing as fluke, random, or chance. That is spiritual emphasis. That is him emphasizing what he just said. When you do that, he knows and he's right there with you. He's hearing everything that you're saying. Why did he give you a new vacuum? Well, no, let me say this better. He put the vacuum away.
Gosh, I don't know.
Feels like what I heard was like the floors are clean enough. Like, leave it alone. Do you like clean every single day?
Um, I've been cleaning and cooking. It's just the way that I
Deal with stress. So he put the vacuum away and he's like, Mom, that's not working. We need a new avenue for this. We need something bigger.
Yeah, he's right. It's not working.
Grief takes time, sweetie. It takes time. And he's showing me the baby steps, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Some days you feel strong, like I can handle this and we can go forward. And then some days I feel like I'm weaker than I was the day I lost him. He needs you to know that that is normal and that he's with you in every single one of those moments. Slow that down. Has dad been working a lot? Like a lot?
He's working more than me.
Because he's making me feel like dad's just distracting himself with activities.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Slow that down, buddy. Slow that down. Dude, you're going to make me cry. I got to swallow this one. Have you ever heard of the book Love You Forever by Robert Munch?
No.
Love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. The reason why I almost choked up is because that was the story that I read to my kids, that every single one of them, their entire lives. And he just showed me that and gave you the book. And I like immediately started like, it's about a mother whose son, all stages of life. He's like giving you that book. He's like, Mom, go read that book. The saying he wants you to remember is the saying that mom, that song that she sang to her son every single day. I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. So it doesn't matter if he's not here in the physical world, he's always going to be your baby, and nothing is ever going to change that. He said, watch for him in the crowd too, because he's been doing that to you too. He put somebody in front of you that kind of looks like him, made you do a double take. You
Yeah.
understand that?
Yeah.
It kind of caused you pain though, so he's not going to do it again anytime soon. He's going to wait a little while. He doesn't want to hurt you like that. He was trying to get you excited so that you knew he was there, but it kind of brought pain. So he's like, oh, I didn't want to hurt mom. Tell her I'm sorry, I didn't want to hurt her. I just wanted her to know that I was with her. He's not missing any celebrations at all. He was there for you on your birthday, and he's talking about Christmas, being there on Christmas.
My birthday is in December, and so this will be the first Christmas and birthday without him. And I was just talking about that, saying I just don't know if I want to do Christmas this year. I just don't know how we can.
Before Christmas, you're going to say, and before your birthday, start now. And you say, all right, Nick, I need you to show me that you're there with me. I want you to do, see, I'm human too, and I lost my dad a few years ago. And even as a psychic medium, it's hard to hear him from the other side because pain and grief kind of mutes that, right? Makes it harder to hear. So sometimes you have to be very specific when you tell them to talk to you. And so one of the ways that I found to get my dad's message so that I can see it and hear it is I said to him, I said, okay, Dad, I need to know that you're with me. I need you to give me a sign that's so big and dramatic that I can't miss it. And just to make sure, like, that it gets my attention and I can't miss it. And just to make sure that I know that it's you, I'll give it a color. And the first time I did this, I said purple. I'll make a purple. And so if I get some big dramatic sign that gets my attention and it's purple, I will know that it's you because it's mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance, right? After you just asked for something. So I said that prayer. I just left it alone. When is not yours to worry about. That's his job. He lines it up and serves it to you at the moment that it's ready. So in this first example with purple, it was 2 hours later and I was folding laundry in my room. And then all of a sudden outside of my bedroom window, I heard this car revving its engine like a punk kid with his first car. And I was like, what the heck is that? Got my attention. Too big, so big that I absolutely could not miss it. And so when I opened the curtains and looked out, there was the most fluorescent purple car you ever saw in your life. First of all, who has a fluorescent purple car? The second I saw it, it drove away. Right after I asked for a sign so big it got my attention, I couldn't miss it, make it purple. Boom. Now, I got used to that, and I start doing that with my dad all the time, using various colors, and he sent me so many signs, purple, red, yellow, all of them. Then one day I say, okay, Dad, I need the same thing. I need a message. I need you to send me a sign so big I can't miss it and make it green. And then I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and it was months that went by. And I was like, Dad, where the heck are you? I haven't gotten any big green sign yet. Like, what the heck is going on? Where are you? And then it was my birthday. And I had a really hard day that day. And I wasn't thinking about that because I had asked for that months ago, right? And I had a really hard day that day. And I went up to my bedroom after I was done all my work and everything, turned the computer off, go up to my bedroom. I have a bathroom in my bedroom. I'm the only one that uses it. And in my bathroom, first of all, the toilet seat was down, which is weird. Why was the toilet seat down? And sitting on top of it was a great big green Christmas bow. Thing is, my dad saved the sign that I asked him for my birthday. And I knew he was there on my birthday. You got to give your son things to show you he's there. Tell him, instead of saying, I don't want to experience my birthday and Christmas without him, don't say that because you won't feel him there. It'll be hard to feel him there because you get what you think and you speak, right? You say, thank you, Nick, for showing me that you're there on my birthday. Thank you for giving me signs that I can't miss, that are so dramatically big that I can't miss it, and make it blue. He's choosing blue, just so you know. He said blue. But then he said purple, actually. He changed it to purple. He's like, not blue. That's a variation. He's like, purple, 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 purple. Did he like purple?
It's his favorite color.
Okay. I don't know what that means. He's like, how can you not remember that? I don't know. I don't know if that's come out in another reading or something. It must have, because he's
It
like,
was it was actually the very first one that came out, and it didn't come out of you. I said it when you kept saying blue and green, and I said, "Are you sure it's not purple?" So it really was. He's shocking if you remembered that.
I remember the blue and green because that's why I'm like, why are you changing it to purple? I'm so confused because I remember blue and green whenever he steps forward. That's how I know it's him. He shows me blue and green and he'll step forward. But this time he's saying, make it purple, make it purple, make it purple. I like purple. And at first I thought, are you just saying that because that was my example?
Right?
No. If you ask him to send you signs so that you will feel his presence, he will. And so then what you do is you get excited knowing that the closer it comes to your birthday and Christmas, the closer those signs are coming, the more you're going to feel him, the more you're going to experience him with you. But you got to set him up so that you can understand the sign when it comes. Otherwise, grief and pain kind of muffles it. That's why I call it distorted energy, because it's just like water. You can hear underwater, but sound gets muted, muffled, and it'll sound like this, right? Pain does the same thing when they're trying to communicate through you. It'll be harder to process unless you know exactly what you're looking for. Some big dramatic sign that gets your attention and is purple. And then you're gonna know that he's with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Because I promise he's going to show up. He just said they are going to show up. Grandma's going to work on this with him.
I love
She's
the
just
third
thanking
reading.
you for loving her son, and she's going to love your son. She's like, you take care of my son, and I'm taking care of yours. I promise you. We're in this together.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, sorry, honey. She's singing Amazing Grace on the other side. They just turned the music up for Amazing Grace, very loud. Is
I
there
love
a
that song.
I was going to say, is there a connection with that song? How do you understand that? Because she gave it to you.
I do. I love that song, but I also think that I also don't give myself any grace. And so it's very fitting.
Please know how much they love you. Oh, she just thanked me too. She's like, and I love that we can do these and it's cheap. She's like, she likes the deals. This lady does. Hey, your mother-in-law, did she like discounts and deals and sales?
Yeah, I mean, she like to get a good deal.
Because she just said it's a good deal. I really like this. We could come back. This is a good deal. We could do this more often.
I could see her saying that.
She's trying to end the conversation by making you laugh. Wow. They're pulling their energy back, and they're pulling their energy back together. Please know that they are together.
Okay.
I hope this was helpful, hun.
It is. You're always helpful. Sorry, I'm always so emotional.
Sweetie, your child's on the other side. I would be worse than you. Like, you are doing amazing. Amazing.
Thanks. Well, I really do appreciate these calls because it helps.
I'm so glad. It makes it worthwhile for me to get up here and do this every single day. And you guys have no idea. I have kids too. So when we're done, I go have a big cry. Just saying. I have a cry for you. I just try to keep it together right now. That's why I have amethyst in my hand to kind of filter out that emotion so I don't break down because then I'm no good to you. Just know how
Well,
much
I do appreciate you and hug those kiddos.
I will. All
Thank
right,
you.
hon. Have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you. Nice to see you again, Christina.
Yeah, you guys, I'm sure,
See ya.
connect more than
Oh, yeah. I think about you all the time.
you
It's
guys
just,
should exchange numbers because she's come so far as well, and you can help each other through these things. You have so much in common.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I'll put
I
it in
come
the,
every week.
yeah, definitely. I'll put my number in my chat box. I don't know if you're in Canada, but like I said, I'm in California.
She's in the States too. She's on the
Oh,
other side though, but she's in New York, New Jersey, something like
Yeah,
that.
New York.
okay. Yeah, I'll put my number in the chat and feel free to call me anytime. And like I said, I look forward to seeing you. I don't know you, but I care deeply about you and your situation.
Thank you.
I love you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day and till next time.
Yes.
Okay, thanks guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Christina, Timmy's just getting all excited already. He's like jumping the gun already. As soon as we start talking, he's like showing me Cheerios. Literally Cheerios. What's with the cereal?
I bought cereal a couple days ago. I actually bought the Honey Nut Cheerios. Well, I bought the little cereal cups because Sharif is picky, so he won't eat cereal. So I got myself like a couple cups. I got
That's
Fruity
hilarious.
Pebbles and stuff like that. But we were at Vicky's house today too, though. He could be mentioning cereal for the fact that two of the kids were eating cereal earlier today too.
And he likes cereal. And it's what's even more interesting is that you've heard me say a million times that they communicate through thought. And so half the time you are thinking thoughts and you think that those are your thoughts. And it is your loved ones going, buy the cereal, mom, buy the cereal. I don't care if, whoops, I don't care if brother likes it. You like it. Get the Cheerios, get the Cheerios, get the Cheerios. It's his way of communicating with you because he tastes what you taste, right? Your physical senses are sensing the variations of vibrations of the physical reality. So when you're physically sensing the energy, your son is already pure energy on the other side. So he senses what you sense with your physical sensors. So what you taste, he tastes. What you feel, he feels. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a focus before we start?
Nope.
No? Okay. Okay, let's do this. Both feet on the floor. Close your eyes and then take a deep breath, picturing it start at your big toe, slowly bringing it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, what does that mean? So he's just showing me playing with the little kids. When you said you were at your friend's house, he's like, I was there. We were playing cars and trucks. He's playing with the little guy that's there, but he's also building like a sand castle. Does that little guy have a sand tent or something? Do you know what I mean? A sandbox? But I'm seeing a sand
No.
tent. Have you ever seen a sand tent? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no. No.
Is
There
there
is
like
no tent.
is there like a 2 or 3 year old? I'm not sure how old your friend's little guy is there.
He's one.
There's another child though that's a little bit older as well.
He's 6.
There you go. Cause he's showing me the a tent. So this is a hack that I used to do with my kids, and this is what he's showing me. So if you guys haven't done this, then he's bringing it up as something to do. Where you get one of those little kid tents, they're just really small, and then you fill it up with sand so that you can close it off at night and the animals don't get in it and the bugs don't get in it. And then it's a easy shaded place for the young ones to play while you're outside. Because it's hard to keep those little ones in one place. But if they have their whole sand tent, it's fun. And Timmy's just showing me that he likes to play with the kids that are there. And he loves that you're spending more time there because they can do all these activities together. And so then he's showing me the sand tent. So if you don't already have one, then he's saying, Mom, I want a sand tent.
Okay.
Because see, here's the thing. He knows that you can hear him now. So he's talking to you a lot, a lot, a lot.
Yeah. Some days though, like when I'm really missing him, I can't hear him.
I know.
It sucks.
Pain does that. I know. Okay, slow this down. What does he mean here? It's interesting that when you said that, he just showed me breaking like a glow stick or something. He's like, put it behind you, break that tension and focus on this. It's almost like you have two energies going on in your world. And at any given moment, you could go negative or positive. It's like,
I know what he's talking about
okay,
because there's just, you know, grief does it to you.
yeah.
One minute I'm all positive, and then like I can start feeling my mind shift to like the negative, and I'm like, wait, what are you doing? You can't do that. You got to keep your head focused. And then I go back into the other direction, but the grief sometimes gets me, and it has me thinking, you know, it makes you start going the wrong direction.
So when that happens, what you do is, and I think we talked about this before because it sounds familiar. If I didn't say it to you, I said it to somebody else recently. But what when that happens, go watch a sad movie. Go have a cry. Go do something to get that sad energy out. Because if you try to shut it down and push it down and just focus on the positive and it's still in there, it's
Mm-hmm.
just going to come back up, and it's going to come back up at the worst moment, at the worst time. The quicker you can recognize that that's there and then go let it out, the quicker you can fill your cup back up with the positive. But if you are just struggling to push it down and ignore it and just fill it up with positive, you've only got so much room in your cup, right? So
Yeah.
it he's like reminding you that you can't be strong all the time. Grief is, remember what Annette's son said, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That is the proper process. It's not 5 steps forward, 10 steps forward, 5 steps. It doesn't go like that. It's not forward, forward, forward. We have to go back and then forward a little bit more and then back and then forward a little bit more. That is the natural progression of the universe. That's how energy works. Look at the waves. Everything in this world operates on waves, energy waves. Look at the tidal wave at the beach. When the tide is coming in, does it just go all the way in? Or does it come in and then out, and then in and then out, and then in, out? You see what I'm doing here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So grief works the same way. Don't try to stuff the grief down. Don't try to ignore it. Don't try to get rid of it. Feel it. Feel it, cry it out, because you only got so much tears. You've only got so much pain in there, and it's going to release. If you let it out, you will get through it. What I mean by that is, so have you ever had something bad happen or something stressful happen or just crazy, and then you just want to tell everybody, like, you'll never believe what happened? And so you get a lot of relief. You feel like this need that you got to call everybody and you got to tell them. And then you've told like 10 people. And then what happens is somebody phones you up and they're like, no way, man, what happened? Tell me. And you're like, dude, I've told this story so many times. I just can't tell it again.
Yeah.
That's because you've depleted that energy. So now you have room for the positive. You can deplete that grief. If it's building, do something. Let yourself have an afternoon that you cry. When I'm feeling that and I can't get over that, that's when I put on those based on real life movies. Usually they're the most inspiring, and I will let myself cry. You don't even have to cry about your son, because you can only cry about that so much, right? But that doesn't mean that the tears go away. Find something else to cry about. Let yourself cry and cry and cry until it's gone and you have no more tears in there, and then you can focus on the positive. But if you have all of that emotion welling up and you just keep trying to stuff it down, you can't line up with the positive like you want to. And it will just be like a tug of war going on inside you. Does that make
That's
sense?
how it's been feeling lately.
So I know that I preach that you got to think positive and sit down and be positive, but the world is a balance. It's a mixed bag, right? So when you get that inspiration, when that pain wells up, let it go, sweetie. Let it go. And then it will not control you anymore. It might flare up again, but you'll be able to deal with it, put that fire out, and then move towards the positive. It's funny. And then the dog outside, row, row, row. Emphasis. Emphasis.
Well, I definitely know like how you feel like the other day when you were talking about how for like for a long time it was a battle for you to just wake up and shower. Like I have those days a lot,
I know. I've been there.
and it's a struggle.
So that's why you got to talk to yourself and remind yourself how proud you are for every single day getting up and doing these activities. You've got to keep talking to yourself every single day, and you got to celebrate the small victories. And having a shower when you feel like shit is a small victory, but it's a huge victory as well. Celebrate the small wins, and they will keep lining you up towards the bigger wins, but you've got to be able to see those small steps as a win. Oftentimes, what people do is that they're so embedded in grief that they can't shower, they can't get up, they can't eat, they can't cook, they can't clean the house, they can't do any of those things. And so when they finally guilt themselves enough or beat up on themselves enough that they do take the shower, they're like, so what? I took a shower. The house is still a mess. I didn't get anything else done. And they don't give themselves any freaking credit for how much effort it took to just complete that one task. Whereas if you can just give yourself a bunch of credit and sit there and be like, you know what, kid, I'm so proud of you. No matter how hard you're hurting right now, you still did what you need to do. And for today, that's enough. If you can give yourself that grace, then it's going to help release that old energy so you can line up with the new.
No, I know. And it's a lot better than like it was. I mean, obviously when when everything first happened with Timmy, like it was a lot harder.
Yeah.
I mean, and I give myself so much grace because I've come so far. And it's I think part of it why I feel so like down lately is because the other day when I looked at the calendar, I realized that October is coming up. And that's his birthday day for heaven.
Got ya.
And that horrible day is going to be coming up before that, 3 days before, October 9th. The last day I kissed my son in the morning and not knowing I was going to have him. You know?
Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a plan for that day, okay? So that means that you're not going to let yourself sit at home because it's going to be too painful and too hard. You're going to make plans to be with family and friends and around people that love you and support you so that if you cry, when you cry, that you can cry, that you can have people that are going to comfort you through that. And you're going to make sure that you don't let yourself sit, because if you sit, you're going to marinate in the pain. You're going to, everything that we just talked about with everybody else, and like with Annette, you two really need to talk. And you're going to tell him things that you need to see that day. You're going to say, Tammy, this is going to be a hard day for mom, so I need you to come out big that day. I need you to show me so many signs and symbols that you're with me that day. I need you to make it so big that I feel your presence so dramatically that your presence is more overwhelming than the memory of that bad day. I need you to help me in this day by showing me you're with me. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You set yourself up for something, do something that is good on that day, something that is not going to allow you to sit and wade in those memories. You need to plan something exciting, something that is literally not going to let you sit still enough for that to take over. Those are the days that I plan to like ride a roller coaster, or the days that I'm having a really hard day, I will get up and do free live readings all day long if I'm having a really bad day, because I can't focus on my own pain. Not that I'm saying that you got to ignore it. Remember, I'm not saying push it down or anything, but there's some days where it's just too hot, that it's like trying to take a pot out of the oven without an oven mitt on. You know what I mean? So on those days when I don't have an oven mitt to protect myself from that dramatic pain, I'm just not going near the oven.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? He'll be there with you for that day, hun. Just like he's here with you today, but just like he was convincing you to buy Cheerios, he's going to be with you every single minute of every single day. And if I haven't said this enough, I'm going to say it again. I'm incredibly proud of you for your courage and your bravery that you have to get up and heal. It's no joke. You know how many people say, I would die for my kids. I would die for them. Yeah, dying's easy. People do it all the time. That's the easy part. Will you live for your kids? That's the question. Do you have the strength to overcome your pain and addictions? Not you specifically, but you know what I mean. Do you have the strength to overcome your pain and your addictions and your trauma in order to live for them? Now that is the real strength. And he said that you do have that strength. And as you are healing from this, sweetheart, you are showing other people, like, look at that lady. She is healing through you, through you. So many other people that watch these lives right now, that are watching this right now, and it's funny, when I said that, my phone just flashed and lit up. So that's spiritual emphasis in a big way. So many people who have been through hell and back are learning how to heal through you too. He's so incredibly proud of you. He's like,
The
all
other day
right.
at work,
Mhm.
I was delivering a package, and this lady, she ripped off, she had like this flower plant looking thingy growing. They were like kind of tall. I don't know what the plant is or the flower is, but she ripped it off and gave it to me. And obviously I heard Timmy said, "Here, Mom, these are for you," through her. And then I was like, wow. And I forgot the flowers, and I had the same truck, and I forgot the flowers again. I mean, they're dead obviously, because, like, let's be honest, they were there in the heat for days. But
Doesn't matter. You got the point.
yeah.
You were there because that lady didn't, you were at that lady's house at the exact right moment, at the exact right time to line up with that, for her to go, oh, here, I'm clipping my flowers. Here you go. That is exactly how spirit communicates. They don't have a physical body to hand you flowers themselves. So they will put you in the right place at the right moment, at the right time to receive a message from them. He knew you were sad that day, so he's cheering you up. And he doesn't want you to feel sad about them being left in the truck. He's like, oh, well, he's like, I'd do it again. I can do it once, I can do it again.
Yeah.
The messages and validations that come through get stronger and bigger the more that you understand that language. And he really likes breakfast for some reason, because now he's making like pancakes and waffles and French toast or something. Like, I feel like he's like talking about Sunday breakfast. Did you just have like I say Sunday breakfast because that's a tradition in our house. I used to do that for my kids because it's the only day I don't work. So I would get up and I would make them a big breakfast so that when they wake up every Sunday morning, they have like a big breakfast. And he's showing me that in my head. Interesting. Um, when I said that, he said new tradition, and then he gathered together all your family members.
Yeah.
He's like showing me that this would be something that you guys can do all together. I saw Mom, and I can see all the names of your family now, Mom and Mary and Amy and all of you and all of the kids. He's like, I want everybody to get together and just have like even if it's like a once a month Sunday tradition.
Actually, we did do a couple times. We did go out to breakfast after Timmy passed. We did do that, but we didn't make it a every month thing or anything. So I
It
guess we
brought
should probably do that.
it brought a lot of comfort to do that, right? When you
Yeah.
guys went out. So it's not even that you have to go out because that can get expensive, but it's about you guys making it a point to get together as a family on a regular basis. Because sometimes life just gets busy and we forget. Next thing you know, it's been 6 months since we all sat down for a meal together.
Hmm.
There's a message here for Mary too. It's interesting. She's been coming in and out of my thoughts lately. He put the white blanket around her shoulders, which is my symbol that watching over somebody who has health or stress issues. And I don't know if she's trying to get pregnant or if they can get pregnant again, but there's something about I feel like there might be a window open, a window of opportunity. Do you understand that?
Well, remember she wants to have a boy, and you were like, it's not your time, Amy, first. I mean, she does have 3 girls, to be honest. I mean, she really doesn't need to have another one at the moment. I'd rather see Amy get her a baby,
Just
you
know
know?
it will happen the way it's supposed to happen. Amy's baby is coming, but he'll be here at the exact they will be here at the exact right moment, at the exact right
You
time.
said he.
I
You
went
said
he,
he. It's supposed to
she.
be a she.
I got it both ways. Thing is, that baby will be
Now we
here at
don't know what it's gonna be.
well, I can see
You can
I
see
think it's a boy.
both.
I can see both, but again, I think the boy is going to Mary. I think the girl is going to Amy, but who knows? I could be wrong.
Yeah, they don't
Spirit
like that.
sometimes will show it to me differently just because, for example, I had a dad once, he was a joker. He was kind of sarcastic and funny. And so in his reading to his daughter, he's like, "Oh yeah, the boy's coming. You're having a boy. You're having a boy. You're having a boy." She got pregnant with a girl.
No,
And
I
he's
know.
like, "It
So
was
you
a
can't even.
girl."
Yeah, you can't even trust them.
And then, well, what was funny is when she said that she was having the girl, she's like, "Don't worry, I felt bad." I was like, "That's crazy. Your dad was specifying boy, 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 boy." And she's like, "Yeah," but my dad's a joker. He's always sarcastic. I knew he was probably sending me a girl the second that you said boy. That's the story in my book, by the way. Turns out that boy came into play a little bit later, and that meaning was a lot more significant. Um, but here nor there, they know what they're talking about. Things will line up at the exact right moment, at the exact right time. And I think what Timmy's trying to say is make sure that Mary knows to close that window of opportunity if she's not
If
ready
she's
for
not,
right now,
yeah.
because it feels like she's got her hands full right now. And
Hmm.
if she leaves that window of opportunity open, that soul might slip through before she's ready.
Yeah. She does have her hands full. I think that's why he's saying he's putting the white blanket on her. Because,
Yeah.
she has Addie and Rosie, who are like exactly like a year apart. And then she's got Macy, who's 2, because Timmy's 3 now. Yeah. So, like, I mean, and there's a lot of days like Macy is more well behaved than the other 2, and they're 5 and 6. Well, actually, 6 and 5 now. But Macy, I guess, has been getting into everything. So, like, she's in like the terrible 2-ish/3
That's so funny.
stage.
Stop there for a second because Timmy was giving her squeaker shoes. And I was like, what are you giving her those for? Like, those shoes where they run, they squeak?
Yeah.
And so I was just about to ask you, is she a runner? Like, is she getting out of the house or something? Why is he giving her squeaker shoes? And then you're like, and she keeps getting into everything. That's why. Put some squeakers on her. You'll know where she is at all times of the day.
Yeah.
It's just a way for them to show you that they see everything going on. He is still with you, honey. You're right. Those flowers are from him, and he's saying it again. If I did it once, I can do it again.
No, I know it because as soon as she handed them to me, I said thank you to her. And on my way back to the van, I literally heard in my head, "These are for you, mommy."
Yeah. They're not gone. They're still here. They just don't have a physical vessel to be able to give you the message that they want you to get. They use synchronicity and alignment to put you in exactly the right place at exactly the right time at exactly the right moment so that they can gift you the message that they need you to get, which is, Mommy, I'm right here. You're beautiful. Have some flowers.
And actually, lately, he's been sending me like pennies. I keep finding them in the beginning of the shift the last couple times. I found 2 one day and then 1 another day.
It's funny, they'll be face up, right? Because he's telling you to face it, Mom. You got this. He's telling you
Well,
to be strong,
actually,
have
I might
courage.
have been, I don't know. One was face up and then the other one was so dirty I couldn't tell if it was face up or face down. but
That's okay.
yeah.
You still get the message. Because the message in that, the reason why he's sending them at work is because sometimes you get anxiety. You're taking on a new route or a new truck or whatever. And so he's like, Mom, I'm right here. Face it. You got this. You got this. We're facing this together.
Oh, I give myself a whole pep talk in the morning.
That's why he's pep talking with you with the coin face up. See what I mean?
Yeah.
They're very specific if you know how to read their language. The thing is, they don't read or they don't speak with speech or writing, they speak with energy. They speak with synchronicity and alignment. And once you understand that, you understand it's mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance, that they are with us. They never go away.
Oh, and you know how he kept telling me to start putting music on? Well, I don't put the music on during the shift, but lately, once I know that I can get home without having to hear the GPS, I will stick the radio on now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's pulling his energy back, just wrapping you in a big hug. And all I hear is, I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. Mm. Keep talking to him, honey. Keep taking baby steps forward, one step back, two steps forward, one step back. That is success. That is how you are supposed to move forward in anything in life.
Thank you.
I hope this was helpful, sweetie.
It was when you got to me, like I was like had a cold spell, and then all of a sudden I got really hot. I'm like, whew, back up.
The hot is your loved ones coming in and just hugging you big time. Oh. All right, honey. I'm going to let them pull their energy back, but I hope you have an amazing day. And I will see you again next Tuesday.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.